guys? It's Pedro here, and today's I will be going over the Washington Commanders playoff outlook and I believe they will make the playoffs this season. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Please help me get there. Also, with that like button and turn on those notifications. It really does help out. And before we start, real quick, big win by US. Just watched the game, pretty hype. And hey, let's see what they can do in the knockout stages. So the Washington Commanders, if the season ended today, the entire NFC East would be in the playoffs and the Washington Commanders would be the 7th seed. Of course, the season doesn't end today, but still, it shows it's crazy how far they've come from being at 1-4 after that Tennessee Titans game where Carson Wentz throws an interception at the in the red zone right at the 1 yard line. When Ron Rivera mishandled the clock so much, and yeah, that was just a really low point. Then they beat the Bears, wasn't a very impressive win, and they beat the Colts, Packers, and then lose to the Vikings, and then beat the Eagles, Texans, and the Falcons. So it's really impressive. They've won 6 out of their last 7. They are 6-1 in their last 7 games, and 6 of those games are with Taylor Heinicke. So props to Taylor Heinicke. Taylor Heinicke is 5-1 as a starter. No, he's not necessarily the reason they're winning games, but he is part of it. He's definitely contributing to some of these wins and helping them out for sure. And there's no coincidence that they started winning games once they made, or not, they didn't make it, change, but once Wentz was out. So the Commanders, they have a shot. They have a good shot right now to make the playoffs. So we're going to be kind of going through the odds. Just some statistics. 538 is a site that kind of predicts the playoff odds based on the rest of the game. So we're going to be going through that and kind of what the Commanders need to do to make the playoffs. So let's start with that, and then we'll go over kind of my predictions and some other things as well. So right now they have the Commanders at about a 66% chance of making the playoffs. Not bad at all. And, you're going into 2 games out of the most important games of the year. If you sweep the Giants, you're in the playoffs. Like, I know some people might be like, hey, 9 wins is not enough. And 9 wins might not be enough. But if you sweep the Giants, 9 wins, more likely than not, will be enough because you're basically knocking the Giants out of playoff contention. Because if you sweep them, they're going to be... That's 2 more. They're 7-4 right now, so that would put them at 7-6 plus an Eagles game in between. That probably puts them at 7-7, and they would have to win out. And they play the Eagles twice, us twice. They have a tough schedule. Their easiest game remaining is the Colts, so it's going to be tough for them if we sweep them. Almost impossible. Let's look at the statistics, or our chances. If we win against the Giants twice and lose out, we'll see our stats, and I'm pretty sure it's like 80+%, but we'll just go here. Loss, and you guys can use this site if you want. It's pretty good. So loss there and loss, and we still have about an 89-90% chance of making the playoffs if we sweep the Giants. So that just shows how important sweeping the Giants is. You can't get swept. That's the thing. You can't get swept, or you probably have to win the final 3. Minimum win 1, but like, you win 2 and you're in a great situation. You win 3, it's a lock. Doesn't matter which game it is. If you win 3, you're making the playoffs. Look, greater than 99% chance. But let's go back. We'll go back and see what happens if we maybe split against the Giants. If we split against the Giants, then 9 wins might not get us there. So we're going to go back real quick, and we'll go back a couple. Let's see there. So let's say we lose the second Giants game. I think it's more likely we lose the first because it's at New York. But let's say we lose that game. Then that puts us at 8-6. And let's say lose to the 49ers because that's a tough game. I mean, we've had some success against the 49ers, but that's going to be a tough game for sure. And then let's say you lose to the Browns, which would put you at under 33, but you beat the Cowboys. That would put you at 72-ish%, 73. So you would have a good shot. At the end of the day, 9 wins, more likely than not, gets you into the playoffs. But if you sweep the Giants, 9 wins is basically guaranteeing to make the playoffs. So that's kind of showing you how important those Giants games are. The Giants are very, they're a 7-4. they're a solid football team. I just don't think they're as good as their record shows. And now they have a lot of injuries. Xavier McKinney, a bunch of offensive linemen are out. Their receivers aren't great. Like, you got to take advantage of that. Beat them this week, and then after that, you have the bye. They don't. They're playing the Eagles, which is going to be a really tough game. No matter if they win or lose, they're going to be, it's going to be tough the next week coming back and, to Washington and playing them there. So I think that, if we win that first game, we have a very solid shot of winning the second game. But we're favored in this game. I think we're favored by 1.5 points, and we're on the road. So that's solid for us, considering you get about 3 points just for being a home team. So we'll see what happens there. But very, very important games coming up. And, the Commanders are, I don't know, they might get some guys back. Benjamin St. Juste, if he doesn't come back this week, he's going to come back after the bye for sure. Chase Young, who knows? I've been wrong about his injury a lot. Every week I basically thought he was going to play because of the reporting, and he hasn't. So until I see it, I'm not going to believe it. Until I see the report that he's playing, or really until I see him on the field, I'm not going to believe it. So we'll see what happens with Chase, but I'm not banking on him coming back. Anything he brings to the table, any game he plays is just extra for the Commanders. But I think if he does play, that's going to be a boost to the defense, because James Smith-Williams, Casey Toole, F.A. Obata, those guys are solid, but they're not Chase Young. And even if we get 15-ish snaps from Chase Young this week, that'll be a boost against Evan Neal or Andrew Thomas, whoever's playing there, if Evan Neal comes back. So we'll see. And then Cole Holcomb, earliest he can come back, I think, is week 17, I believe, because we got that bye week, because he misses that. He missed the Falcons game, missed both Giants games, and then you missed the 49ers game, and you're back for the Cleveland Browns game. So that's kind of a tough blow. And I'm trying to think of any other major injuries. Wes Schweitzer's coming back soon. I think he's eligible to, come back soon. So that could be a boost to the O-line depth, because he's their best backup if he's back. So that would be huge. If, hopefully it doesn't happen, knock on wood, Trey Turner got hurt or Andrew Norwell, Wes Schweitzer comes in, and he's probably not much of a drop-off, if maybe he's even better than those two. So that's just something to consider for sure. So, yeah, my prediction, if I had to predict, it's tough. I think they get to 9 wins. I don't know how it's going to happen, like if they sweep the Giants or whatever. I think they get to 9 wins and make the playoffs. They could get to 10. I think the 49ers and Browns games will be tough. It'll really depend on how Deshaun Watson looks coming back, because he's been out for a year and a half, more than that really. So it'll be interesting to see how he looks, because maybe he's really rusty. It would have been nice to play him his first game back or not play him at all. But that'll be a tough game. 49ers will be a tough game. The Cowboys game, though, that could be a game where maybe they don't have anything to play for. Maybe they do. Maybe they're playing for the division. But if not, they're going to be they're going to be the best wild card by far, unless we've won every game. So there's a shot they're not playing for anything, and maybe they only play their guys a half and rest them up. And then that's a game we can win. And we can win against the Cowboys anyways, but of course, if they're playing their starters for half the game, we have much better chance of beating them. So, and our matchups would likely be, if we could play the Bucks. It could be the Bucks, 49ers, depending on what happens there. But the 49ers are first in their division. I think they're going to win that division, but we could still play them. That would not be a good matchup. The number one matchups are the Vikings, which is right now, if the season ended, we would be at the 7th seed, which would play the Vikings, who are the 2 seed. I would not mind that at all. We should have beat the Vikings, so that's a game definitely that I would not mind. If we're the 6th seed, if things ended today, I believe we would play the 49ers. And then if we are the 5 seed, we would play, I'm trying to think, the Bucks. So that's kind of where things are at right now. I probably got something wrong in there, but it is what it is. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and hopefully the Commanders get the win against the New York Giants this week, because that'll make life so much easier for them. And obviously going to be talking about the game later this week, but Daniel Jones, that's going to be the key, limiting his rushing ability, because he has absolutely killed us with his legs. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.